Aloha guys, you are tuning into JRTV shortly to look at discussion about the world and see how we can make it a more quality place. There's a few things I'm going to throw out here today. The misconceptions provided by religion and spirituality, and the the immigration issue, my take on it. So, when it comes to spirituality, some people say they're of a certain religion, but does that mean that they uh, avoid premarital sex? Or I use the term intimacy because isn't a kiss just pretty much along the same lines as sex? And by the way, why would you even want to just have a quick kiss with somebody like at a wedding to be the confirming factor of your love? It should be just full on, complete intercourse, and that defines, it defines the uh, commitment, if you will, to each other. That you're giving your soul to each other. That you're not teasing each other by, oh, I'm going to see this person this weekend, maybe this person another weekend. All of that. That's why I say it's either you are in full-fledged pursuit of love and you wear a ring indicative of your commitment to yourself and your future dream mate, or you don't, and then you fall between some middle ground between somebody who is an advocate of staying true to one person and only using your energy and your passion for that right person. There's that, and then there's obviously the other extreme, a prostitute or whore, somebody who just just they try to seduce people and allow themselves to be seduced with their body and money, and they don't make time and energy for self discovery and identity and, shall we say, soul or truth, individuality. And so there are, these religions. The question is, do they incorporate that into their structure, or for that matter, even spirituality? Somebody might say that, oh, I'm a Christian, but are they, no sex until marriage? And equivalently, somebody might say, oh, I'm spiritual. Like they might say, oh, I, work on the chakras and the third eye and meditations, but are they actually where it really is important? Do they exercise self-control in different areas of life, including, their sexuality? Obviously, masturbation allows one to control their body. At least for men, I see it does. I don't know if the same is the case with women. Once you masturbate, it goes into a higher chakra, and you've kind of activated that energy. You don't have those desires anymore, at least for perhaps the next certain amount of hours. I recommend people ideally people to masturbate, I would say, for perhaps sometime during the day, uh, you know, a briefer session, and then obviously a regular evening session. The reason it's important is not just because of self-control and activating that second chakra, but it's for enjoyment, and also it's free, and it's uh, it's keeping your virility up. It's keeping yourself, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it, right? And on a side note, there's this discussion of okay, life is about variety. Like there's this sometimes there's this thoughts out there that, oh, people just want money or body or certain sizes of body parts, or and by the way, penis size and vagina size, it's relevant which size is which. you know uh, they're both equally relevant. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a bigger or smaller vagina, penis, it's equivalent. So there shouldn't be any concern with. And by the way, when people try to seduce other people or wish they had a different body, it's just so they could seduce random people, not their dream mate. Your dream mate will like you, for different reasons, and it's because that are unique and subtle, like your demeanor, your obviously preferences, and little details that are not. That it's too complicated to say, oh, just this person's a taller person, they're of this ethnicity. Their strengths and benefits and um, pluses to all types of people and their minds, and ultimately you want to be with somebody who you have in common, you can love, which means that you can pardon the siren there. It's just somebody who you can know that you would want to be with even when they were older, and if they, for example, their face burned or just whatever, you have to know yourself and have that sort of confidence and self-respect, and in turn it realizes itself as respect for other people. Looking at people, glancing around in such a kind fashion that you want good for them, and you can look at them and consciously, in a smiling, brief glance way, just look at them, and it's a glance of caring and not wanting to take anything, not wanting from them. That's what people want. They don't, you know, people don't care about all the other details of, what your net worth is, or all that stuff like that. But there are different groupings. There are people who may care about that. There are people who judge each other by their competence or different abilities, or perhaps their different interests. I talked about spirituality and religion. Well, then there's other groupings of people. There's people who are, obviously have different, like, hobbies or different organizations, whatever. But I'm encouraging people watching to just have an awareness of that and know who you're dealing with and know what's important to you, and thereby which you can judge other people by, do they have what's important to you? Are they also practicing that? And I wanted to throw out this immigration issue as well. It's an issue where I think the solution is to give everyone citizenship who's here, and further strengthen the borders. You've got to figure out your own house, quote unquote, before helping other people. So we have people suffering, in the United States. Can we afford to help different countries around the world? Maybe there's some type of mutual beneficial, like, in theory, if the government and military are helping to provide protection, which would be nice if that's what they did, and then that protection was offered in exchange for whatever they could give, or maybe whatever. What I'm just saying is immigration, right? The way to Actually, I want to show you guys this building briefly here. This is an old building in the downtown Honolulu district here, and if you just look closely, you'll see the plastering, across it, and just a nice old roof, but a good classy feel of, turn of the century. Stuff's going on within the metropolis, but you still have that classical feel of things. But in any case, right? the issue of immigration is one in which we have to lock down our borders, and I would say not allow anybody to leave. To me that's logical. Or not allow anyone to come in, but allow people to leave. That's what I meant to say. And do this for a period of time. Call it a experiment, an official government project where we're trying to reboot this country, and do it in such a way where it's not about giving people money and everything like that. It's about teaching people to have self-control, and helping people to meet their basic needs in such a way that it's not giving them freedoms, but it is like to give people EBT or other assistance. It pretty much the idea of people being able to get through our borders, I just don't like. I want this country to be under control, if you will, and even such things as having more either police or military presence. I would like it. Within the United States. Let's look after our own citizens first, right? And furthermore, these shootings that are occurring. I know there's some school shootings. There are other shootings which are more random or difficult to predict, but they're based upon the issues of immigration, and we have to deal with them. We have to deal with the reality that if people want to come here, they should learn English. They should incorporate some American culture. Maybe what is that? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that just means being capitalistic, being motivated, want to be self-defining, don't have a sense of entitlement, wanting others to do things or give things to you. Practicing responsibility and not having it's funny, that guy's doing a little rap. So whatever the case may be, at least some ideas, some food for thought, right? Also have a nice facade of the building here. Yeah. Some nice structures here. Takes effort to build up a society, but we do it with the material, physical world, but also conceptual, and that's what I'm into. I'm into the improvement of concepts. So thanks for joining me, and aloha.